since even in this day and age, many people still seem fairly clueless about the whole process of participating in a tabletop role-playing game, pencil and paper and dice, I have prepared this primer. Now, the screenshots will be from an 80s Dungeons & Dragons television commercial. They're a bit dated, and you'll have to excuse the quality since, oddly enough, that commercial doesn't get shown anymore, but I think you can glean the important stuff. Step 1. It is important to remember that you are playing in one of the most phenomenal games ever created. That will help temper your attitude toward the rest of play. Remember that sewers, stairs, and ladders are always portals to wonder and exciting adventure, just like in the real world. Step 2. The Dungeon Master's job is to place you in a dreadfully precarious position by instantly teleporting your characters into the lair of a fierce, fire-breathing red dragon. No actions by the player characters are necessary for this to occur. You simply begin the game there. And if that's not handy, I don't know what is. Step 3. It is important to exaggerate and overact surprise, shock, and fear, directly proportional to the intensity and amount of times the GM gestures with his hands and turns his head from side to side, looking really serious. This earns you extra experience points and marks you as a true role player. Four, buck-toothed wonder and excitement is encouraged anytime the GM sternly gestures. This gives you +1 to your next initiative roll. Step 5. If unable to muster proper reactions, nail biting may be substituted, but glasses and a thick woolen coat must be worn, regardless of need or how uncool they make you look or how hot it is inside. This is referred to as metagame mechanics. Step 6. Snapping your fingers to the other players is the traditional signal to the GM or Game Master or Dungeon Master or DM, if you're playing Dungeons & Dragons, that you have completed your turn. Remember, always snap your fingers when you are finished with your turn. Number 7. The leader of the party must wear the glasses of leadership. This is why she's displaying this look, because she is awed by the previous player's glasses of leadership. And also notice that it can be a male or female that wears the glasses of leadership, as in this case, we can't really tell which it is. But back to her. Step 8. If you choose to hold your action and pass your turn to see what happens and act later in the round, further exaggerated looks of fear and suspense should be displayed as an indication of your decision. Otherwise, your character is assumed to have removed all her armor and stood before the enemy throat bared waiting to die. Generally, this is considered to be a bad option. Step 9. The GM will tend to try to alarm everyone by insisting that there's nothing you can do, and no matter how hard you try, every defense fails, and your character is being eaten. This is only true on some occasions. Step 10. Keep in mind that the shield of flame retardants, even though it is less than 3 feet wide and 4 feet tall, can fully protect up to 4 characters from point-blank adult red dragon flame breath. It is magic! Stern hand gestures by the GM with 2 fingers extended are a serious indication that someone is about to have their ass handed to them. Terrified hyperventilation will allow you to make a saving throw and reduce your character's damage by half. Step 12. When against all odds, one of your party actually manages to do something useful and successfully strikes an enemy, it is imperative that the other characters not only don't attack, but remain motionless in place. Otherwise, the attack spell will fizzle. Step 13. A small impromptu celebration at the table should be conducted each time a character deals damage, with much mutual admiration, back-patting, applause, commiseration over how close that was, and high-pitched, off-key ululation and congratulations of non-participants. Please note that the rulebook should remain closed and on the table in front of the currently acting player. You will only be allowed to use your notes for the final written exam over the adventure. Step 14 is repeating step 13 until the enemy or party is a bloody steaming heap of meat. No retreat, no surrender, no negotiation. That isn't how games are done. This is the universally accepted method of play and is referred to by learned RPG experts as social contract. Step 15. The GM must announce to victorious players, "You win the treasure," and the players must enter the appropriate treasure room led by whichever player is playing the leprechaun, who must clear all the cobwebs from the room for the other players before they can enter. Step 16. Remember that if at any time you decide to play for real in the steam tunnels beneath a university, lose all sense of reality and knife a mugger, then try to use a magic spell to fly off the roof of a tall building, the creator of the game cannot be held responsible for your actions, as the game is a product of your imagination. And footnotes, actual girl-to-boy ratio shown cannot be guaranteed. Also not shown, lesbian, elf, cat, girl, stripper, ninja class. Characters must also choose an inn to call their headquarters, and brothels should be visited at least once per gaming session. Now that we have covered the basics, I think all our RPG sessions from now on should run a lot more smoothly. Thank you.